and just initialize it to 0 first. And then what do I need in this instance? Calc hypotenuse, I need the base and the height. Well, suppose that this function, or this method, sorry, it's called method in Java. This method, I need to use the base and the height to calculate my hypotenuse. Well, here I'm going to pretend that this is inside my class. The only reason I'm doing that is because I want you to figure out how to actually write this. So I'm using a different, I guess, analogy or different example. So for the processor method, I'm pretending that this is my processor method. So I would create area. Here you would create hypotenuse because you're calculating hypotenuse. I'm calculating area. And what I would do, since this would normally be inside, except for this part, it's just like this line of code is where this would start. Instead of, I guess not instead, but I would need to use my base and height. So normally here I could just use base and height just because I'm inside this class. I'm able to use these as any way that I want. So I don't have to declare base and height because that's already declared in this class. So I don't have to declare base and height. I do have to declare, I guess for you, hypotenuse, but I'm declaring base because I'm calculating base. So then what I would say is area equals or gets, for me, base times height, height, and then that would be, well, do you have to do the area? I feel like you might have to do the area. I can't remember. Calc alpha, angle, calc area. Well, I guess I am doing something. But base times height and then divided by 2, that's the same thing as multiplying by 0.5. Here's the thing, you just got to be careful. Base and height are integers, just based on the instructions in this. Those are integers. So I want to cast them to doubles just before I use them so that they remain doubles. So I'll say double base. That's there it is. Double base. Double base. Double base times double height. And then close that. So what is this? Yes. Okay. And then times 0.5. So that puts it into area. I should have done perimeter. But I don't have hypotenuse yet. Do I have hypotenuse? That's what you're going to be doing. So there we go. That's how you do this. And then you would say, I mean, for us here, it wouldn't work because I'm in my main method. I'm not returning anything. But for you, you are going to be returning something. It's a double, and you would be returning the hypotenuse. But I'm going to return the area because that's what I'm doing in this example. So hopefully that makes sense. And base height. Okay, so that's how you calculate the hypotenuse squared. That's how you calculate the hypotenuse squared. Just remember you'll have to square root that, and that's with using. So I'm just going to be writing a bunch of incomplete code here. So this hopefully shouldn't make sense. Like all this, I'm done talking about that right now. Options. No, edit. Comment. Okay, so just remember when you're calculating the hypotenuse, you're square rooting this part. So really what you would do is for a hypotenuse, you would get base, or you would use math dot square root, and this returns a double. So you'd put in something and then it returns a double. So you'd say like hypotenuse gets math dot square root of something of this of base squared plus height squared. Hopefully that makes sense to you. A public method called calc alpha that will calculate the value of alpha as shown in the diagram. So that's just calculating this angle. And the way you do that is with inverse trig. So you'll, same idea, write this. You'll have another method public double, and then calc alpha, and it's going to return whatever, end alpha. You are eventually going to return some variable that you declare inside calc alpha, and that will be the angle. So I guess you'd say alpha, angle alpha, or just alpha, and then you'd say gets, and then you do some calculations there, and then you will return alpha. Some people might be confused about this, but hopefully it'll be okay. So far, hopefully that is a little bit helpful. The following line of code demonstrates the use of math.atan. I feel like you can figure that out, so I'm going to leave that alone. 4 and 3, I guess I'm not leaving it alone. 4 and 3, those are the base and height. So you wouldn't write 4.0 or 3.0, you would write base and height there, or height and base, depending on which one is actually which. And actually, height is the, what is this? This is, if this is your angle, this is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So you actually need the height here, and you'll need to cast it just like I did here. You'll need to cast it into a double. So make sure you do double height divided by double base, so it returns a double. And then it'll be a double in here, and then math.arctangent will also return a double. It's called angle, I guess, instead of alpha. You could call it alpha if you wanted to. Note for this program, you will need to convert your answer to degrees. So you'll take angle and multiply it by 180.0 divided by 3.1415. That's pi. This is just to convert it to degrees. So after this line of code, you can say angle gets angle times this, and then that'll change it to degrees. Public method called calc area, so hopefully that makes sense also. And a toString method that should return a string in the following format. Okay, so this part, this is what threw me off for a while, just because I couldn't remember how to format things. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about it all by itself. So how to format a double so that it only prints out 2 decimal places. That's what I'm going to show. Right? Actually, I might just make a new video for that. I think I will. So hopefully this is understandable. Hypotenuse is going to be, it's going to be a double. I printed out 5.0. I think when I ran this here, well, I guess I didn't fix this part, but that's okay. That's for my other thing. But for this, I printed out 5.0, and I don't care if you do 5.0. I think it should be a double anyway. I think both of these should be doubles anyway, but the instructions say integers, so we'll leave it like that. I left it as 5.0, and then I fixed this so that it didn't print out something huge like this. I just have a different thing going on for this one. So this is the one we're paying attention to, and then I'll show you how to do this in another video. Yeah. So hopefully that's a little bit helpful for processor methods, because that's the new thing here. And this one was really confusing to me, but I figured it out, so I'll make a video for that too. So next video, I'm going to show how to format a double so that it doesn't look like that. Because I wanted to format hypotenuse so that it doesn't be all nasty, and the degrees so it's not all nasty. And there's something when I print stuff out, I'll show you.